Rest and motion are relative, we say. I am telling the statement that Kanishka is at rest, Kanishka is in motion. Kanishka is at rest with respect to earth surface, and Kanishka is in motion with respect to the moving car, flying birds, or the people who are observing from the moving train, and the people who are from other planet, an aeroplane, helicopter, okay, a rocket. So, with respect to all the moving objects, the persons who are there in the moving objects, moving car, moving train, those will think that the Kanishka is in motion. But with respect to ground platform, Kanishka is at rest. This is nothing but rest and motion are relative terms. They are not absolute terms. Until unless you compare with others, then it doesn't have any meaning. Okay. For example, Kaustav is taller. Kaustav is taller. Kaustav can be taller with respect to Iman, but Kaustav cannot be taller with respect to Jyotirmoy. So until unless you compare with others, you cannot define it properly whether he is tall or whether he is short. Okay. In the same way, we define that motion and rest with respect to others. So that is why we say motion and rest are relative. So we can tell that an object is said to be in motion if it changes with its position with respect to a fixed point or a fixed object. Okay, that fixed point or a fixed object is
Sir, we
surrounding
write this.
fast and slow motions. Like, like objects move in a different ways actually. Their motions may be slow or fast. A vehicle may have slow and fast motion at different times. For example, car moves slowly on a crowded road, but it moves fast on a clear road. Okay, so there are fast and slow motions. In everyday life also, you might have noticed that some vehicles move faster than others. For example, two persons start their journey for the same destination from the same place at the same time but on different vehicles. Say person A moves on a bicycle and person B moves on a motorcycle, then undoubtedly the person B will reach the destination first than person A. Okay, so we can tell that one is faster and one is slower, and the one who is faster will reach the first will reach first the destination. Okay, how do we know about fast and slow motions? How to describe the motion? Can anyone have any idea how to describe the motion? We can describe the motion by explaining the distance, displacement, speed, velocity, acceleration. So these are the terms related to motion. Okay. So if you could explain distance, displacement, speed, velocity, acceleration, these some terms are there related to motion. If you could explain these terms, then you can explain the motion, you can describe the motion. Okay. So before going for those terms, we have to discuss some other concepts called scalars and vectors. Okay. What do you mean by scalar and what do you mean by vector? Let us try to understand. Then we correlate the terms distance, displacement, speed, velocity, acceleration, all those terms we will define and will correlate the concepts with motion. Okay. What is a scalar first of all? You see here, length of a car is 4.5 meter. Okay. Length. Length is a physical quantity. Length of a car is a 4.5 meter. 4.5 is a magnitude. M is a meter unit. Okay. Length is a physical quantity. 4.5 is a magnitude and M is a meter. So if you measure the length from the front to back or from back to front, whatever the direction you measure, okay, the length of the car is 4.5 meter only. Yes or no? Yes, if you measure the length of the car from the front or from the back, whatever the way, direction, whatever the direction it is, its length is 4.5 meter only. And now next, mass is a physical quantity. Mass of a gold bar is 1 kg. Mass is a physical quantity. Physical quantity means we have already learned in our basic course. Physical quantity is nothing but the quantities which can be measurable. Okay. So mass is a physical quantity. 1 here 1 kg. 1 is a magnitude and kg is the unit. Okay. Mass of the gold, in whatever the direction you measure the mass, 1 kg means 1 kg only. Okay. There is no need to specify the direction like from the top to bottom. Mass of the gold is 1 kg. From left to right, mass of the gold is 1 kg. Or right to left, or bottom, top to bottom, or bottom to left. Whatever you go, it's take the direction. Whatever the direction it is, mass of the gold is 1 kg only. Okay. The next, another quantity, let us take time. Physical quantity. Time is 12.76 is the magnitude and second is the unit. Okay. Time is 12.76 seconds. So for measuring the time also, we do not define the direction, in which direction we are measuring it. We do not define that. Okay. We just simply say the time is 12 seconds, 13 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds. Our time is now 6:45. So like that. We do not define the direction. So such kind of quantities. Okay. So another quantity, let us take temperature is 36.8 degrees Celsius. Temperature is a physical quantity, 36.8 is a magnitude, degree Celsius is the unit. Okay. So such kind of physical quantities which has only magnitude but not the direction are called scalar quantities. Okay. Examples: mass, length, time, temperature, volume, density. Okay. These are all scalar quantities. We don't have to define the direction when you are talking about mass, length, time, temperature, volume, density. Okay. You can simply mention density of water is 1000 kg per meter cube. Simply you can say that. You don't have to specify the direction of Density of water in leftwards or rightwards or top, upwards or downwards. Okay. All such quantities which are having only magnitude, magnitude means numerical value, are called, but not the direction, are called scalar quantities. Okay. Distance is a physical quantity. Your question is distance is a physical quantity. Yes, you are measuring it. So distance is a physical quantity. And for distance, you don't have to mention the direction. And distance is a scalar quantity. Okay.